No, I love living out here. That's one thing. You know, me and my mom, when we first moved out here, they had no houses. Like, honest to God, Drew, when we moved out here when I was like 5 or 6, we had no houses back here. It was all just muddy fields. Only house they had out here was that house. Because when we bought this house, they bought their property. And what was funny about that is because, see, when we first moved out here, nobody knew where this was at. This was actually used to be all gravel roads all the way around this place. And we was the only people that really lived here. And in years on in, people started buying properties and shit. But when we was younger, nobody really knew about Patasa. Nobody knew where Patasa was even at until we started going to school and stuff. See, that's the thing. Your houses and your places can stay secret. When you find places that nobody really knows about, they stay secret for a while. And then once kids start going to high school, they'll start meeting all kind of friends and shit. And they'll be wanting to hang out, and and you tell them where you live, and then all of a sudden, everybody finds out where this is at. And to this day, there's still people that really don't know where this is at. Nobody even knew about this for a while, for the longest time, knew that they even had houses back here, or none of that back here. And if some people wouldn't have gave out my address to this day, some people would not even know where I live, would not even know where I stay. But we love it out here, because you know what? We go all on there, we go pick all the blackberries we want. We can go in the woods and hunt if we want. We can do all kind of shit back here that other people can't do around their places. And they'll swear they can, but they can't. Because see, that's one thing. If I want to go pick blackberries, I want to go hunt, I want to go do anything like that, I got it right there. Right in my backyard. I can do pretty much anything I want out here. And I love it out here, because you know what? Yeah, we got neighbors. Which I'm okay with that, because you know what? That's one thing. It is good. It's always good to have neighbors. Because you know what? Neighbors look out for each other. That's one thing. A neighbor you have, if you need something, hey, they there. Somebody's fucking with your house and you're close to your neighbors, they're gonna let you know. But the good thing about back here, having neighbors, we know when people don't belong back here. We know when people up to no good back here, because half of the time, if you don't live back here and you just come back here creeping around or videoing shit, people know that people's up to no good. People's either trying to steal people, trying to break in, or trying to kidnap people's kids. Because see, this is the best place comes when you're in the country. And people actually do that, man. We done caught somebody in a white van back here lurking around. My oldest brother done beat the shit out of somebody for trying to be stupid around kids. So that's one thing I can say. I love it living in Patasa, because not a lot of people know where it's at. And all of us neighbors, we pretty much stay to ourselves, and we look out for one another. And everybody around here got motherfucking houses from the other side of the blocks all the way to this side. We all got cameras. We all look out for each other and watch out for each other. So it's one good thing about having some neighbors. And you know what? Good thing about living in the country, you can let your chickens out. You can let your dogs loose. Nobody complains about your dogs running loose. The chickens, we sell all the country eggs we want with our chickens and shit. We love it out here. We can do what the fuck we want. Nobody fucks with us. Like, the cops, the only time they come out here to patrol is unless they got a patrol or unless somebody calls them. Other than that, they don't come out here and fuck with nobody. I can sit right there in my fucking front gate and smoke a blunt, watch the cops pass and wave at them. I can sit right here in a chair and smoke a blunt, wave at the cops. I've done talked to the motherfucking PD with a blunt in my hand, and I ain't scared to say it. Like, That's the beauty about living back here. And the good thing about back here, nobody stays up fucking late at night. Ain't gotta worry about them walking around here and shit. Ain't gotta worry about none of that shit. If somebody's walking around here late at night, we already know what time it is, and that means everybody's about to be hamming. About to hear gunshots and about to hear somebody getting their ass beat. If it ain't gunshots, it's get their ass beat. Simple as that. That's like we got a dude that lives right up the road. He's from the Banditos, and he's cool with the Hells Angels. And he lives out here. And that's one motherfucker nobody wants to fuck with. He crazy. He crazy as shit. He don't give a fuck. He'll chase a nigga's vehicle down, block him off, pull him out of their vehicle, and beat the shit out of him. Don't give a fuck. That's the beauty by living back here. We got some crazy motherfuckers back here. People that don't play them games and don't play with nobody else.